What stands behind the standard for film projection in theaters? I decided to create this video after encountering false beliefs among filmmakers, film producers, and film distributors towards the functionality, features, and use of DCP. As a person who is fond of evidence and facts, I thought it could be nice to explain DCP in plain language. So, there we go. First, what is DCP? DCP stands for Digital Cinema Package. Basically, it's a set of files grouped together in a closed package and organized in a specific structure. Practically, it is a standard format used in professional digital cinema theaters around the world. I will not elaborate on the package structure. Aaron Owen from Cinematic does that in an excellent article. Link in the description. Owen's article explained how can a DCP be used for different scenarios. For example, one theater playing 5.1 audio with subtitles and another one playing 7.1 audio without subtitles. He also reviews the process of creating a DCP. My advice, if you need to create a DCP with more than one possible format is called version, such as 2K and 4K, or different subtitles to choose from, let a DCP service do it for you. It's complicated, and you'll also find it hard to quality check it. But if your DCP will adjust the encoding of your single master file with subtitles burned in or no subtitles at all, you can do it by yourself easily with a free software. I will speak about it later. Therefore, my post will not relate to the creation of DCP in detail. I will, however, talk about the things that are a big source of misunderstanding and confusion, hence the demystification in the name of this video. They are quality, playback and security, and floating or soft subtitles. They have the two names. Quality is the number one false belief among filmmakers and festival programmers. The common belief is that DCP always provides a better quality. It comes from the more common perception in our society that bigger is better. We see this in many other fields. For example, people think that large companies are more stable than small ones, that bigger vehicles are safer, and that large organizations are more reliable. Following this, a DCP, which weighs on average a few hundred gigabytes, even for a small film, ensures high quality. That's the common belief. Now, why it is false, or rather not always true? Because, one, converting a low-quality movie file into a DCP won't improve its quality. Do you want to improve the quality of an old film? Work on the colors and the sound. Because the size of DCP comes many times from the fact that it's inefficient. Efficiency in picture and sound quality is the ratio between file size and its quality. If you can reach a high-quality image with size Z, then creating a file of 10x Z in size is inefficient. In that sense, DCP files are totally inefficient, but no one cares about efficiency when it comes to DCP. God knows why. For example, a DCP can be composed of video made by TIFF files, one TIFF file for each frame. Being a format which was created back in the 1980s, TIFF is a highly inefficient format in terms of size. It is uncompressed, but compression algorithms are very, very efficient anyway, and difference between an uncompressed TIFF and the high-quality JPEG will not be visible to the human eye. It is worth mentioning, though, that most DCPs are made using ProRes, which is lossy, weighs less, without that being perceived by the human eye as such. It's called visually lossless. My argument, and I know that many people disagree with me, is that this whole discussion is for the purists. Many movies look great on MP4. Yes, MP4. If you just allocate enough data rate to them. MP4, let's remember, is just a container. It's not the quality. Why can it look good? First, because, as I wrote before, compression algorithms are very efficient, even the relatively old H.264. Secondly, because many movies were not shot with the best cameras and lighting conditions. So, converting them from their anyway lossy and basic quality origin to a lossless DCP will not increase quality. To sum up the issue, if you have a chance to screen your documentary on MP4, it's not necessarily a compromise. Now let's move to playback and security. A DCP can be played from a dedicated projector or a software. Note on the software shortly. Speaking of projectors, it's definitely not a home projector. A DCP projector starts at a few tens of thousands of dollars or more. A reasonable solution for the low-budget film festivals who think that DCP is better or have no other choice because that's what right holders provide them, is to play the DCP with the software. There are a few solutions. The most known of them is DCP-O-Matic, an open source project, which also has a software for authoring. Authoring is the usual word for creating a DCP. A list of software to playback a DCP on a computer is available in DCP-O-Matic website. As for security, it is actually a very strong point in favor of using a DCP. For studios and distributors, it is critical to handle security in an efficient manner, and DCP provide that option if it's encrypted. Encrypted DCPs, which are common practice among large studios, require two elements. One is the projector must be professional. A professional projector is always DCI compliant. DCI, which stands for Digital Cinema Initiatives, is a standard created by a consortium of Hollywood studios and projectors manufacturers. Just like with DRM, the anti-piracy mechanism for streaming, which has agreements between content providers and hardware manufacturers to prevent screen recording, with DCI, the ability to play an encrypted DCP requires the use of a DCI-compliant projector. That compliance is part of the projector hardware. That serves as a kind of threshold against illegal screenings, because those illegal screenings will usually use a software to screen the DCP file. And since none of the software mentioned is DCI compliant, it just won't work, and the pirated film will not play. The second thing is KDM. KDM, which stands as Key Delivery Message, serves more or less like a password to play the DCP. In encryption and decryption, a key is not exactly a password, but let's leave it for now and for the sake of the simplicity and call it password. When creating an encrypted DCP, the creator also generates a KDM. A KDM is generated on a per screening basis. It's not a generic password, and it's interesting to note that the key concept is also used by us on Movies Everywhere. We created an encrypted streaming solution. We break each video to very small segments and allow the playback of each segment with a different key. The keys for those segments are provided from a separate server, only in our player and only in user-authorized sessions. The logic is similar to that of the KDM, allowing to playback a DCP. I described that process in details in a written post which I created. Let's go back to our topic, the DCP and security. Those two components, encryption, which prevents non-DCI compliance projector from screening the film, and KDM, because without the KDM the movie won't play, like a password, those two elements help right holders fight against piracy. Those elements are part of the DCP authoring process. That's why DCP have the potential to be safer. The last topic I want to talk about is floating or soft subtitles. I mentioned this topic here because it's relevant to most of my professional network, which are film festival organizers, art house distributors, and indie filmmakers. This group or groups of professionals frequently encounter a special situation. They need to arrange subtitles for only one or up to 3 screenings. Now, if the subtitles for that screening were not included in the creation process of the DCP, it's a lost case. You can't edit the DCP. It's part of its protection and part of its protocol. You can only go back to the source files and create it again, this time with the subtitles you need. It's a time-consuming and costly process. It is not worth reauthoring the DCP only for those few screenings, as I said, between 1, 2, 3 screenings. So, what can they do if subtitles are not available for those fewer screenings? The solution is floating or soft subtitles, as they're called. Those are subtitles that are projected in a physical area in the theater under the screen. The subtitles are synchronized to the playback of the film. They are timed, like a subtitle go in and out according to the playback of the film, just like any other subtitles, SRT, which most of you know. And they're not being part of the movie file. That means they are not burned in or as a metadata channel. They are screened independently with a dedicated projector, separated projector. Well, that's about it. This video has only touched briefly the process of creating a DCP, as it was not the main topic. If you wish to know more about the process of creation, consult the links I integrated in the video in the description. I hope I helped clarifying some misconceptions about DCP quality and the ways in which it ensures security. Thanks very much.